What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fiending Over Video Games podcast. I am your host, Jacob Caldwell, aka Precursor Jake, on YouTube and Kick. As always, I have my good friend Alonzo with me, and you can find him on Kick, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok as Zo Gaming KYT. And today we're going to be talking about a few things that have been happening in the gaming industry this week. Starting off with the continued success of Palworld, and we actually got a bit of a response from Nintendo about them. Um, so we'll be going over that. We'll also be going over some drama around Xbox that happened this week. And then also we'll be going over the state of play that is occurring tomorrow, and then a couple other smaller news stories. So to start off, we're going to be talking about Palworld. So let me go ahead and refresh it right here, because since I last had an update on the story, it's been a while. So in 6 days, in 6 days of releasing on Steam, this is just Steam alone, Palworld has sold over 8 million copies, which is absolutely insane. Um, it's one of the very few games to have made that milestone in such a short amount of time, especially I think they had a crazy number, like 2 million players at once in the game on Steam at a
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it was like 2 million. And I think only one other game has been that high in player count. So that's pretty crazy. Um, so everybody's enjoying the game. This game's getting really popular, and it hasn't gone unseen by Nintendo at all. Um, they've been hearing all this, talk about how the pals look like Pokemon, and they're like, how are you letting them get away with this? This is basically Pokemon ripoff. Like, people were just tweeting at Nintendo, showing them like comparisons and stuff like that. So Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
finally, they had to respond to that, and this is basically, so I don't I don't want to say it was necessarily Nintendo, but it was the Pokemon company, the people who make Pokemon, and of course they work for Nintendo, so it's basically Nintendo, but Pokemon Company and Nintendo. Their response was as follows: We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. So they didn't even want to name what the game. They didn't want to name it. They just said we received inquiries regarding another company's game. Anyways, we have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to the Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon in its world and work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future. So that's all they said. And that is daunting because, yeah, because I don't know if you know of Nintendo's track record, but when they come after someone with like lawsuits and, you know,
Yeah, they usually win.
yeah, they come down hard. They come down on like modders and like fan people who make like, there's like people who make like fan games, fan Pokemon games. They come after them and like fucking sue the shit out of them. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be, if they do decide to take this, which it looks like they said they are investigating. So if they do want to take this in a legal direction, we could have a messy situation on our hands.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I get it. You can't, copy the same game or use other people's stuff. But it's like, has Pokemon ever came up with a game like this before?
Damn, you hit him with
And
the
I'm
button.
and I'm asking you because I don't play Pokemon, but I'm asking you.
I'll tell you this: when this game came out,
Hmm.
a lot of people rubbed. So there's people who were offended because it looked like Pokemon and they ran to Nintendo like, "Oh, look, they're copying you." And there was
Hmm.
another group of individuals who was like, rubbed it in Nintendo's face, like, "Look at this. Why can't you make Pokemon like this? Why can't Pokemon games be this way?"
Exactly, bro. So it's like if Pokemon shit, I don't think they should. I know they're going to investigate, they're going to sue, but it's like if y'all would have thought about making a game like this, you wouldn't even have to have that conversation. So they had 8 million. What was it? 8 million purchases, or
Yeah,
what's the number you said?
8 million Steam purchases of the game.
In 6 days. So it's like, bro, 8 million, bro. So you would rather sue them then link up with them to make actually link up and make it like, oh yeah, this is Pokemon's that we let them put in the game, and like that could brand them together. Because if they did that with Palworld itself, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine what they could really do for Pokemon itself. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't sue, man. They should just partner up, because even if it's not Pokemon, it looked like it. So why not just make it is what it is, and then everybody be happy?
Let me give you a little insight to the Pokemon fan base.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, excuse me. So, Pokemon. Okay, let me start here. The latest Pokemon game that came out was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. People
Hmm.
complained about that game hardcore because of how um, ugly the graphics were, how glitchy it was. It was a mess of a game. It ran terrible on the Switch, and people were pretty upset by it. Um,
Hmm.
with that being said, it still sold crazy, crazy amounts. Um, and I think the Pokemon company saw that, and they just, I mean, the last couple of Pokemon games, they've kind of just stopped trying, and they know that even though they're not trying as hard as they maybe can, or maybe they can't, maybe they just don't have the capabilities to make a better game, but they just know that what they've been doing is still selling units, so they're not going to
Hmm.
try any harder or anything. So they don't really have to do anything more because it's still going to sell, and they know that. And another thing as to what you were saying as far as um like why wouldn't they just partner with them? A lot of people have asked that of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company for years on why they don't just partner with these people that they go around and sue, because a lot of these creators and people who make these games and stuff like that, usually they're so usually the reason they're suing them is because they're so popular and they're so good, and people are like, hey, why can't Nintendo games be like this? And so they just take the route of suing them instead of partnering with them, and that's just the way they've always been. So
Hmm.
Nintendo is just hard-headed, and I don't know this for sure. It's kind of just a guess, and I don't want to come off as like, I don't know, in a way racist or anything, but I kind of feel like that's just how,
Their culture.
yeah, it's like the
Yeah, yeah,
culture
yeah.
of that
Hmm.
side of the world. And I
Yeah, they're more like stern. Like this is what we're gonna do. We're not doing nothing else. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know, man. I mean, what you suggested, I would love to happen. Like, that would be amazing. That would actually show, some type of initiative from their end. Um, but I just I don't think it's plausible. Just if
It
we
probably, yeah, man, it probably won't happen. But it's like you talking to somebody who don't play Pokemon at all,
right, yeah,
and I go play Palworld, like, and I usually don't play stuff like that.
yeah,
But the way they got the game flowing, it's very like engaging to make you do stuff and like pretty much catch Pokemon if you want to say like or want to say catch pals.
yeah,
But it's like if if they would come up with a game like that and the graphics on that game look good, or whether you're on console or PC, it looks good. So it's like it just to me it makes sense. But I get they want to be stubborn and do their own thing, but it's like if people are making your own stuff look better, don't that make you look bad?
right. And that's why like
Like,
we're suing these motherfuckers.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But it's like, if I can make your game look better, wouldn't you want to be like, hey, we're gonna sue you, or let us take most of whatever. Like, okay, and in that sense, make a deal. Don't just sue them.
Yeah,
Like they clearly make your Pokemon look way better. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. 8 million. Come on now. I'm pretty sure that number is way up by now.
right. I will say that, you know, with their legal disputes in the past, it's typically, usually it seems like it's more based around like smaller individuals and stuff, like people who are, making their own stuff. And
Yeah.
from what I've seen, I could be wrong, but I can't
Hmm.
remember, and I can't remember a time where it had ever been an actual company that they had to sue.
Hmm.
So you never know, because of the fact that it's a company, they may just try and do like a deal with them.
That'd be a smart way. That'd be a smart way, in my opinion. I think.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. And like you said, like you mentioned, Palworld brought in people, brought people to their game who usually don't play games like Pokemon. So if
Hmm.
they can somehow capture that crowd of people that Palworld was able to grab a hold of and bring those people over to Pokemon, I mean, that could work in the Pokemon company's favor as well. So I don't
Yeah, I
know,
think they would work in their favor. Honestly, that's what I think.
but I guess time will tell. We don't know how this is gonna unfold yet. Like I said, all they said was that they intend to investigate. So this is kind of a to be determined situation. Um, all I can suggest is anyone who plays Power World currently or hasn't had an opportunity to jump in and play it yet, you might as well get your playtime in now because it may not be good for the future of the game. um,
Well, if you're gonna play it, you gotta play it on Steam or Xbox, because
yeah,
PlayStation don't have it.
true. But listen though, there were some rumors that it could come to PlayStation, but if they get sued, it
If
may
they get
not.
sued, yeah, but they said that if they don't get sued and get taken down, then I think they said PlayStation will get it like, in like a month. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't know because I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, maybe I have. I usually don't see like early access games on PlayStation, but I don't know. I don't know. Just to briefly mention, I did see like a video the other day of like this guy on YouTube. He was comparing some of the models of the different pals to actual Pokemon in real life, and there's some pretty good comparisons. They had some of their own, um, you know, original designs, and then they had ones that looked similar to Pokemon, and they had ones that kind of looked like a mixture of two different Pokemon together. So, I mean, I feel like they have some kind of case as far as the PAL models themselves, but as far as
Hmm.
gameplay, like I don't think they do because
I don't know, gameplay wise, no. Gameplay wise, the only thing that looks similar is catching them, I would say.
yeah, but I think that's where it stops because like Pokemon, you don't. There's no survival aspect to it, and that's like
Yeah.
the base of the game. And then even though technically you can like battle the pals together, it's not like a traditional Pokemon game where it's like you throw your Pokemon out and it's like a turn-based situation. You just
Hmm.
throw the pal out and it just does whatever the fuck it wants. Half the time it doesn't even attack you.
Yeah, don't even be
So,
doing shit for real. Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
And then they be sleeping on their own, doing their own thing. You don't really command them as much as you want to anyway, like you would do like a Pokemon.
Yeah, so we'll see how that unfolds, and probably how whichever way you know the ball turns on that one. I'm sure we'll talk about it in the future. Um, so another situation that happened this week in the gaming sphere is we had a huge layoff um, situation happening over at Microsoft. So currently at Microsoft, they're kind of doing all their closings on the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition. So they're trying to kind of like get their acquisition of Activision Blizzard all squared off. They're you know getting rid of the people they need to, because one of the big reasons, I don't know if you know this, but one of the big reasons they bought Activision Blizzard to begin with was because some of the like head people that worked there, like I don't recall if it was the actual CEO, but like someone who was like high up. Can't remember what the title was at the top of my head, but he was basically, people reporting that he was being like all types of like sexist and racist and just all types of stuff. And so they kind of came in to save the day, and one of the first things they did when they acquired Activision was they got rid of him.
Hmm.
Um, but with it, all that going on, since they did acquire a big part of that company, they actually just announced this week that they're laying off 1,900 people
Mm.
from the Activision. So this is not okay. Now I'm just reading this headline here. This is Activision Blizzard employees as well as Xbox employees. I don't know what
Mm.
the split is, but total it's 1,900. I have a feeling it was probably more so on the Activision Blizzard side.
Hmm.
Um, oh, here it is. It was only 8% of Microsoft. So
Mm.
8% of the 1,900 was Microsoft. The rest was Activision Blizzard. Um, so yeah, they laid off 1,900 employees, which is kind of a shitty thing to do. Like, I mean, with big acquisitions like that, something like that's coming. Um,
Yeah.
One of the well-known people of Activision Blizzard, um, was the president of Blizzard. Actually, um, people might know him. His name is Mike Ybarra.
Hmm.
He left Blizzard. Um, I don't know if they counted him as part of this 1,900 people, but he left. And Alan Adham, Adham, I don't know.
Hmm.
He left. He was the chief design officer at Blizzard. So a lot of high ups are leaving Activision Blizzard. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to complain about that because there's a lot of drama and controversy with the higher ups in that company, anyways.
Hmm.
Um, but because of all of this, um, Blizzard had a survival game that had been announced, that they were in development of, and it was going to
Uh-huh.
be a AAA survival game, and it has been canceled because of all these layoffs. So that comes with it. In my opinion, I think you know,
You-
because things like this come with the territory, I still don't feel like it's, right, and I don't feel like any employee or anyone should worry about, if they're gonna have a job one day or not.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure if they're firing them like that with acquiring such with the company, um, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have to be given um
Like severance.
severance, bro. Like, yeah, you have to laying off that many people. It has to be, bro. I mean, it's still not fair, of course, but it's just like why acquire that much of the company if you're just gonna lay off that many people? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they probably like, well, we spent all this money buying this company, but we can't pay all you motherfuckers, so
Pretty.
sorry.
That's what it seemed like. Honestly.
When budget cuts come, they get rid of the employees first.
Oh, hey, me and you both know that,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, unfortunate situation. It seems like we hear a lot of these layoff situations happening quite often in the gaming industry, which is unfortunate because I've always had ambitions and dreams of, one day when my kids got a little bigger, I would go to school, to be a game designer
Hmm.
and be in the industry myself. But seeing how often these guys get laid off, I'm just like, I don't even know if it's worth it at this point.
I mean, for one thing, you'll make good money, but as far
Yeah.
as like being stable, I mean, I don't know how that goes because if they gonna get if something go down, then everybody going down, and then you got to go find somebody else, another company. So it has its pros and its cons, just like pretty much anything that you try to go after. Honestly,
Yeah, it's just a tragic situation all around, but
absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe something good will come out of that eventually, but we'll have to see how the rest of that unfolds. The last thing that I want to talk about today, well, not the last thing, but the last big story of the week, is the fact that right before we were going to actually record this, wait, let me back it up. So we are recording this late, but that's because this past weekend I actually caught the flu. I wasn't feeling too well, so I couldn't really be on camera. And I thought we were gonna be able to do it the following Monday, but still wasn't feeling well. So in the midst of our drawn out wait here to do this podcast, we got an announcement for a state of play that is going to be live streamed tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And let me tell you a couple of things that are going to be, or that was verified, are going to be shown there. First things first, it's going to be a 40-minute show. It's going to last for 40 minutes, which is pretty big. This 40 minutes is the second longest state of play they've ever had, uh, which is pretty big. The first thing they said they were going to talk about is Stellar Blade. Do you know anything about Stellar Blade?
Mm, not really, but based off the video, it looked like a fun game, honestly. But I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. Yeah, so Stellar Blade is kind of like a Bayonetta looking kind of game. The
Mm-hmm.
character you play as is female, and they kind of accentuate her behind a lot, and her, uh, let's just call them her jiggle physics are over the top.
That's funny.
So, but it looks like a really fun action game, um, with a little bit of adult physics to it. So it looks like a good game. So we're gonna get some more. I assume gameplay details and stuff of that. That has been actually confirmed. So we will be seeing that. Um, they also said that they're going to be showing some PlayStation VR 2 content that is confirmed. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know who's excited for that. PlayStation VR 2. If you look at the numbers, it didn't sell very well. Um, I'm into VR, but it's kind of hard to sell a VR headset that's like $600 when you have to buy a console that's already 500. So
Pretty much.
despite that, the PlayStation VR 2 I heard was a great headset. It looks good and um, it's a big improvement from the last one, is what I heard. So hopefully they can show something in this showcase for the PSVR 2 which justifies having that thing, because I know a lot of people who did buy it when it came out. They've been complaining for years that nothing has come out for the headset, so they kind of just it's kind of just been sitting there on their desks collecting dust essentially.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can announce some first party stuff that they've been working on for that. Give those people who give those two people who bought one of those something to play. All right, and then they're going to be showing more gameplay for Rise of the Ronin, which is like a samurai action game. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with the Neo games, but it's the same people who make that. Um, I hope it's not like the Neo games, because the Neo games are kind of like a little Dark Souls type games.
Hmm.
And I wasn't a big fan of them. So hopefully it's not like that. This one seems like it's more action based.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess we'll wait and see how it turns out on this state of play. Um, they did also say that they're going to be showcasing a couple more games um, that they did not mention that it's going to be releasing this year and beyond. So that's all the confirmed things. A,
Hmm.
coup- a couple of the rumored games that are going to be talked about. People are saying that we're going to get some more gameplay and information regarding Death Stranding 2. We might get some information on Until Dawn Remaster, Sonic Generations Remaster, which no one cares about. And then I don't want to say no one, because there's that one person probably who does care. Um, People are hoping that they're going to be talking about Concord. Concord is a multiplayer online game that PlayStation teased a little while ago, and
Hmm.
it was just a brief teaser trailer, and we didn't get more than that. So people have been excited to hear about that. They're people are assuming, because the game's coming out soon, is that they're going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of people are excited for that game to come out, and I assume they'll be talking about it in some way, shape, or form, because it will be coming out soon. And then a lot of big rumors have been talking about a new Metro game might be talked about as well.
You said Metro.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're familiar with those games or not.
I've heard a little bit of most of them. I've never heard of Metro. What's Metro?
So Metro is like a Soviet Union post-apocalyptic game where so basically the apocalypse happens and everybody has to move underground and live underground.
Is it Metro Rooted Redix? Rudix? Is that what's called? Rudix? Or Redix? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Metro Redux is, I believe, both the first and the second game together in a package.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like so essentially it's a at the base it's a first person shooter. But you kind of like you live underground and you come to the surface to gather supplies and you fight mutated creatures. But there's more of a storyline there. You have to basically
Mm-hmm.
figure that out. But
Gotcha.
it's a pretty solid FPS game. Um, the newest one, I believe, is called Metro Exodus, if I remember correctly, and that one was okay. So the first two games, those ones were more like a linear type game where you just walk down a straight path and the story unfolds as you follow this path.
Mm-hmm.
The newest one, Metro Exodus, that one was like the graphics was ramped up to like 10. It looked beautiful. The locations you went to were a lot more open, so it wasn't necessarily an open world game, but each location you went to was a really big and open, so you could explore that open area.
Gotcha.
So it kind of expanded more with the latest one, and it was a pretty good game. So hopefully they do talk about a new Metro game because a lot of people would like that a lot, I assume. Let me see. And then, oh, well, I said Death Stranding 2 was rumored, but I guess now it says that it's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's also going to be some type of new product announcement. Um,
Hmm.
what that is, I'm not entirely sure. Could be a new console, could be a new controller, could be new. I don't know, new like what do you call them? Casings. The little things you put on the sides of your.
I'm trying to think. What would it be? Sony at an event, a new product.
If I have to guess, I would probably say it's gonna be a controller.
I want to say that too, but they just came out with another controller, didn't they?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's
They
either a new controller.
they recently came out with a handheld device, but it was like a
Yeah, they did that. Okay, yeah, it got to be that because you got the PS5, you got a new handheld device, and then it might be controller. I'm not gonna lie, it might be controller. If it's not a controller,
because they just launched
yeah, I don't know.
they just so if you think about it, they just launched the PlayStation 5 Slim, which is obviously a slimmer version of the base PlayStation 5. And
Mm-hmm.
then they came out with the PlayStation Portal, which is a handheld device that it's basically a streaming handheld device. So you can stream your game from your PlayStation 5 to the handheld device, so you can play your game that way, which is kind of useless to me. But there's people out there who that's for, anyways. Um, and then
Yeah.
with that device, they also came out with earbuds and a headset. So if we're talking about a new product, I mean, if you go down the line of what they just all came out with, I mean, we can mark those off right away.
I guarantee you. I'm gonna say it. I think it will be. I think it's gonna be a controller that has a longer lasting battery.
Oh yeah, it could be. Cause didn't we just talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
And
right.
I think that's what it might be. It's going to be a better controller that has probably some new stuff to it, but the battery is long. It lasts way longer. That can only be what it is. If it's not that, then I'm blown away. I don't know what it could be then.
Now that you mention that, I do remember you and I briefly spoke about that on. I don't know if it was our last podcast or podcast before that.
Hmm.
I did briefly mention in that podcast that there was a listing that popped up on the internet, was quickly taken down, I think it was at Best Buy, of a version 2 DualSense PlayStation 5
Mm-hmm.
controller with a longer battery life. So it could very well be that. Um, I was gonna take a long shot and be like the PlayStation 5, but I don't think they're. I don't
What they
think
gonna
they're
go with a
gonna.
PS6? Like, get out of here! I don't
Or yeah,
need.
the PlayStation 6. That's what I meant to say.
Like, nah, they know what. And that's the thing too about like consoles, bro. It's like how much more better can you? At this point, if you want to upgrade your freaking your games and like when it comes to gaming, bro. If the PS5 doesn't make you happy, just buy a PC, bro. It's not gonna get no better than that, bro. They already pushing out so much. They got the games doing 120 frames. Like, if that don't make you happy, bro, just stack your bread up and go be at a PC, bro. It's not gonna get no better, bro.
I mean, that's facts though, because I mean, if you look at it, a lot of uh, PlayStation, a lot of PlayStation and Xbox games are just releasing straight to PC now. So you,
It is
it's not like you can't play them exclusives on PC anyways.
exactly. So it's
So
like if you like, oh yeah, PS6, woo, yeah, let me spend another $1,000 probably. Like, just buy a PC, bro. It's not even worth the. It's not even worth the pain of doing that. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've been slowly but surely trying to do PC games, just because some games don't have that 120 FPS. So it's just like, what's the point? Even, I would say, well, I'm not playing Call of Duty on my PC. It's way too
yeah.
demanding. I can't do it. If I can push 120 out already on my Xbox, I'm gonna just do it on my Xbox and just pooping on kids. Like, I'm
You about
cool.
to you about to blow up that whole little room you're in.
Oh no, I've tried it. It pushed, but it's just like I can tell that it's it's over demanding. I would have to overclock my computer a lot and cancel out a whole lot of stuff inside of it for it to run smoothly and stream. Yeah, it's just too much. But I mean, like I said, if it's a PS6, I'll be very surprised if it's a PS6, honestly. But
Yeah,
I think more the route is controller.
yeah, I
So we'll
think that was a
see.
little bit of a stretch, but
I mean, yeah, hey, you never know. It might be like, yeah, PS6 coming out 2025. You
right.
never know. Like,
Yeah, and like you said, if you do want to play on PC, you can still get a PlayStation controller and hook it up
hmm
through Bluetooth if you want that PlayStation experience. So
yeah, I tried Bluetooth on the with the controller. They don't, I need that wired in, bro. I
yeah,
tell you, that Bluetooth don't work the same. It work good, but nah, I need that wired in.
you
Mm-mm.
you need that instant connection.
Bro, look at as we look at it. Look as we speaking, boy. I can't do it, bro. I gotta be plugged up, bro. Like, nah.
If it ain't instant, I don't trust it.
I don't, cause it's like I'm gonna lose, bro. Like, no, I can't do it, bro. I just can't, bro.
I mean, at least if you do Bluetooth, you got something to blame when you fuck up.
Nah. Blame me. Don't blame the equipment. The equipment to be A1. Blame me.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we did speak about that previously. So
hmm
9 times out of 10, it is most likely a new controller. And to be honest with you, if it is, I'm definitely getting it because that's the one thing out of all the shitty overpriced gadgets and crap that they come out with, a new controller with a better battery life is something that the PlayStation 5 sorely needs because the battery life on the controllers that they have now are just straight booty, man. Like you can't play for any amount of time. Like every 5 seconds, it feels like I got my battery icon popping up on the screen. It's so annoying. So
I wish I feel your pain, but I don't like.
yeah,
Now, when it comes to like regular Xbox controllers, definitely, but I don't have those anymore, so yeah, I don't even try to do that anymore. I think the Series Elite 2, they last about a week without nothing charging, so they last pretty good.
what do you does the series take battery though?
Mm-mm.
It don't.
Mm-mm.
Does it have a rechargeable pack in it?
Nope. It just has its own like little This is the battery, but you just charge it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a rumor going around that they're gonna actually come out with a new Xbox controller design as well, and they're gonna be switching their like base controllers over from battery to like a rechargeable internal battery like that one.
And they should have been to that. Like, what are you
Yeah.
waiting for? Why have it took you this long? A PlayStation has had rechargeable controllers for how long, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
got a pack of batteries sitting on my desk just waiting for them bitches to die.
that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it's been years. I was like, what, 16, bro? Like, it's about to be over 10 years, and y'all ain't thought, hmm, let me think of something we could do that's bigger, better. No batteries. Yes, we want no batteries. It's 2024, bro. We got flying cars trying to go to Mars.
We
Like,
got
bro, no,
flying
like,
cars.
like we going like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and then
Or
batteries,
trying to be flying cars, I should say,
right? And then batteries ain't getting any cheaper, man.
at all. Like, what?
But yeah, I don't know. I don't the 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 controller that I have just a regular base controller, so
Yeah.
it obviously that one takes batteries, but I guess that new one I was talking about, that one also is gonna take a little note out of PlayStation's book and add a speaker to it as well. So the new one's supposed to have a speaker and supposed to have haptic feedback on it too.
I get it then. I like that speaker, man. Like, hey, as I swear, that's probably one of the best things that I like PlayStation. Like when I was playing Grand Theft Auto, bro, just seeing like the speaker and like the lighting on it is just so dope to me, bro. I swear.
Yeah, I
But
don't
we'll see
know
what happens.
that.
It's just like I hope they make it for like because the Xbox the Series Elites is like they're bigger controllers for like and they're heavier and made of like real metal. So it's like I hope they make it with like heavy material so it's like durable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens.
I'll have to see if I can find the image of it and send it to you because it's been floating around. It's like a little mock-up image of what the controller might look like, but it has basically been circulating the internet since ever since the court case that Microsoft had when they tried to buy Activision. So they had to present a bunch of documents to the courtroom, and one of those documents was that. So if I can find it, I'll send it to you so you can see what it looks like. It's got a little breakdown of all the features on it. Um, Maybe we can talk about that too in an upcoming if that becomes true. But so just recently we had the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game release, and it's been received with kind of mixed reviews, mostly negative, but I've seen a few people here and there say that they've actually enjoyed it for what it was, but there are some definite things like issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the biggest things people have been talking about uh, when the game came out, it actually came out for so if you paid like $100 for a certain edition, you got to play the game a little bit early, and the people that got that edition, when they booted up the game, most of them they got a screen that said that they had already completed the whole main storyline already.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they kept getting a bunch of reports of that. So basically, Rocksteady, the developers of the game, they had to take the entire game offline. As you know, Suicide Squad is an always online game, so they had to take the servers offline, and in that moment in time, all the people that paid that $100 to play it early could not play it anymore. Servers were completely offline, so people were pissed.
I'd be pissed too. Yeah, pay early access. Can't get early access. That'll take somebody over the edge for sure.
Yeah, but that's a in my opinion, I feel like that's a pretty significant bug to just have like so many people get to the point where you have to pull the entire server offline.
I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, yeah. I mean, but would you rather? I mean, that's the thing I have with games too. It's like, would you rather them like try to fix the bug while the game is online and not even like really fix it, or like take the game down for a moment, fix it, and then fit it and then give you back the game? Like, I don't. I get of like wanting to play the game, but it's like I would rather them fix the issues and then put the game back online, in my opinion. But when it's a new game coming out, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed. Like, bro, y'all should be able to fix this while I'm playing. Like, I ain't no way I gotta pay to get early access, then I'll just take it away. In that case, give me my money back.
Right. But I got a concept. What if it just released and it wasn't fucked up? How about that?
How about that? How about you just do the right thing, bro? Have a good game, like.
Right, like how do you overlook something like that? Like I said, obviously enough people had that issue to where they had to take the entire server offline. So if it was that big of a glaring issue, how did that get overlooked, you know?
Yeah, true.
It kind of feels in a way that those early access people were kind of just like the the guinea pigs, you know?
Just like they do with iPhones. Every
Yeah.
time. The first batch is always something, bro. I say that's a lot of stuff, man. That first batch is always it's going they gonna find something, bro. If you got an iPhone, you know it's an update every 3 days, bro. Like it just is what
Right.
it is.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like it's just more games or and and I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but a lot of people have been talking about this game and how the fact that it shouldn't have been a always online game to begin with, because this is the same company who made all the Batman Arkham games,
Hmm.
and they felt the need to go to a live service model, which no one asked for, but everybody wants to, have a live service model these days because they want to, you know, pump as much money out of
Hmm.
people with one game as they can until they kill
Hmm.
it. So I don't know. People are saying that the main storyline is okay. I mean, it's decent enough to at least play that through. But after that, people were saying that there isn't much else to the game to continue playing it. So um, I don't know. I've seen gameplay of it, and personally, it looks like there's too much going on the screen at once for me to actually enjoy it because I was getting a headache just watching the damn gameplay.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah, because like the actual HUD of your screen, there's way too much stuff on your HUD, and then there's way too many effects and like damage numbers and animations popping off at any given moment. It's just a mess. Like I would probably get a headache playing that, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens when more outlets kind of give their review for it. Because another strange thing is they never gave review codes to people, so that looks fishy to begin with.
Yeah, that definitely fishy for sure.
They didn't feel they didn't feel comfortable giving review codes apparently to big media outlets, and so these big media outlets who usually do reviews before a game comes out, they're getting the game in their hands as soon as customers do. So they're having to
Hmm.
start their review day one just like us, which is kind of messed up because then gamers don't know if they're not making educated purchase at that point. They don't know what the
Hmm.
reviews are. They don't know that information. So it's kind of scummy to do it that way. But
Yeah.
I think it was done that way purposefully because they know that their game isn't that great. That's just what I think. But I've never played it, so how would I know? I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Have you even
Wait to
like
find out.
have you even seen anything about this game at all?
I don't
Like
think so.
gameplay or anything?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And there's another thing that happens. So because like people were getting these notifications that they completed the game when they booted it up,
Mm-hmm.
these early access people, one user actually was able to catch the the end game cutscene, like the cutscene you get at the very end of the game because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
What?
yeah, he recorded it and uploaded it to the internet. Yeah.
What? That's crazy, bro.
So first things first, people were pissed that
Yeah, like you leaking information like that, bro. Like, come on,
yeah,
bro.
no one likes, someone who leaks shit.
Yeah, spoiler alerts, man. I hate that. I found me on TikTok, bro. I'd be like, oh, a new movie came out. Look at all these scenes. No, bro.
Right.
Why? That's like people been playing Apex, bro. New event coming soon. Like, let them leak it. Bro. I don't want to see nothing early, bro. Let it come when it's supposed to come out. I hate that. I could go on about that, but go ahead. My
Yeah.
bad.
No, you're good. I hate it too. Especially when that fucking Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer got leaked, bro. I
I
was
mean,
livid.
we ain't even gonna talk
That's
about that,
that's a whole
bro.
different beast.
That's a whole bit. That's gonna break out something out of me, bro. Man, I even seen a picture. Somebody said March 2025, so I don't even know. Like,
Uh-huh.
who knows, bro?
Yeah, we don't. I don't think they know. But anyways, um, so anyways, back to what I was saying. So people were pissed about that, but not only were they pissed about that, but they were pissed about how the game ended. Um, so like I said before, this is the developer Rocksteady, the developers who made the Arkham Knight series or the Arkham series with Batman. Um, and I want to say I'm gonna tell you what happens right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's listening to this podcast or watching this podcast right now and doesn't want to know the end of Suicide Squad and doesn't want to get anything spoiled, stop listening, stop watching right now. Alonzo, I know you don't care because you're never gonna play
Might say, go ahead, tell me, bro.
it. But if you are listening, you are watching, you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen, don't watch. But anyways, so at the end of the game, the end cutscene is they have Harley Quinn killing Batman. And there's a couple reasons why people are upset with this.
Mm-hmm.
And you I know you're a little confused because you don't know the
Yeah,
whole
I'm like Harley Quinn killing Batman. Like,
because
bro,
yeah
what?
you don't know the whole story. But let me
Mm-hmm.
lay it out for you. So
Mm-hmm.
let me go back to the beginning. So this is the Batman that people have been playing in the Arkham series since the first Arkham game. So there's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Um, so this is the same Batman, same universe, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And this Suicide Squad game. Have you ever seen the Suicide Squad movies?
A little bit, not a whole lot.
So basically, the idea, the concept of Suicide Squad is basically they take the captured villains from the DC series, um, who are in jail, and they essentially bribe them to do like to work for the government. So they're like, hey, for instance, Harley Quinn, we know you have this family member, or we know you want this from us, or we know you want this. They bribe them some way. They're like, hey, if you do this for us, we won't kill you, and we'll give you this. Usually they threaten with death, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like, we won't kill you, or we'll give you what you want, or we won't kill your family if you if you go out and do this mission for us for the government.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to go out and do it, and sometimes most time it's usually like it's kind of weird because it's like the villains are doing out in the world doing good stuff for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the idea of it. So what happens in the new game? The new game is called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and the Justice League, which is Batman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, etc. Um, they're all possessed by Brainiac, which is a villain of the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So he,
Brainiac, yeah.
so he kind of controls their mind. So they really don't have any control over what they do, what they say, or anything like that. So technically, Batman in this game is bad. Um, so the Suicide Squad has Harley Quinn in it. Batman is bad. The only way to rid the world of Brainiac is to kill Batman, so she has to kill him. So that's why that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The other big hangup over this situation is the fact that the voice actor who plays Batman, he is he's a big Batman voice actor. He's played Batman like the voice actor as the he's been the voice actor for Batman for a very long time. He's very well known, but he recently passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so seeing Harley Quinn kill Batman in the way that like he's literally kneeling on the ground and she just like pops him in the head, and so the way that that happens is kind of like to fan of the series and people who were fans of the voice actor, they kind of felt like that was messed up to do to the the voice actor's character who passed away, to
Yeah.
send him out like that, you know? And that essentially also kind of verifies that they're not making any more Batman games. Like, how could they if they killed him off in that universe? So, a lot of
Yeah.
people are upset for a lot of different reasons, and it's been getting a lot of drama and attention over that. I just had
I
to
bet.
explain that
I
whole
mean,
thing,
like,
dude.
that's crazy they have it end like that though. I ain't gonna lie. Like just Batman itself to like, get taken out like that is like what?
Yeah. So, I mean, people are saying it's kind of disrespectful to the voice actor. Other people are saying it's disrespectful to the franchise, the Arkham or the Arkham series franchise, the character, and I mean, people did point out the fact that the people who worked on the Arkham Knight series or Arkham series of Batman games, they're no longer with the company, so it's not like they had a say in it. So I don't know. It's just a mess. That game has a lot. That game has an uphill battle to fight, and I don't know if it's gonna win. It might just fail completely. There's so much drama around it, and it doesn't seem like it's that good of a game, anyways. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, based on what you told me, it don't. Like they ended it like that, and on top of that, like I got all these like extra stuff going on. Yeah, they need to go back and do some homework, bro.
For facts, but I guess we'll have to wait till we see actual reviews from actual outlets
Mm-hmm.
now that they have the game in their hands, and we'll see what the real reviews from the big media outlets are, and we'll probably revisit that and see what they say. Um, with that, that concludes this podcast. Um, we will definitely be back on Sunday. Let me make sure the date's correct. We'll be back on the 4th of February to talk about the state of play that's going to be coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. On Sunday, February 4th, we will be talking about the state of play that is coming out tomorrow. tomorrow. That'll give us something to talk about, and then we're gonna have to figure out. Hopefully, some more exciting stuff happens in the world of video games in that time as well. If not, hopefully something exciting at that state of play happens. But anyways, that is the end of the podcast. We'll see you guys next Sunday. As always, my name is Jacob Caldwell. You can follow me on YouTube at PRECURSORJAKE. I'm also on Kick at PRECURSORJAKE, and sometimes I'm on Twitch at PRECURSORJAKE. Now, Alonzo, plug your shit.
Yes, you can find me on Kick at ZoGamingKYT, TikTok ZoGamingKYT as well, and on Twitch is the same. And no, for y'all PlayStation players, get that Xbox Game Pass. You can play Palworld.
All right. All right. I'll see you guys later.